pull off that badge and I'll tear you to pieces.
Best lead actors in 50s TV westerns. Before we get started, I think it's worth noting that this isn't a complete list. There are far too many to fit in one video. Based on the interest in this one, I will follow up with more videos. With over 100 Western TV series in the 1950s, we have our work cut out for ourselves. I think you will agree I got some of the best here. Let me know what else you would like to see in the comments. If you enjoy this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel as well. I appreciate it, really. Let's get into it. Bonanza, a Western TV series that ran from September 12, 1959 to January 16, 1973. 14 seasons, 431 episodes. Bonanza is NBC's longest-running Western, the second longest-running Western series on US network television, behind Gunsmoke, one of the longest-running live-action American series. In 1959, the cast quickly became favourites of the first television generation. The order of billing at the beginning appeared to be random each week, with no relation whatsoever to the current episode featured that week. Lorne Greene as Ben Cartwright, Pernell Roberts as Adam Cartwright, Dan Blocker as Eric Hoss Cartwright, Michael Landon as Joseph Little Joe Cartwright. Cheyenne, a Western TV series with 108 black and white episodes broadcast from 1955 to 1962. The first hour-long Western, the first hour-long dramatic series of any kind, with continuing characters, to last more than one season. It was also the first series which did not derive from established film properties, the first of a long chain of Warner Brothers. Clint Walker as Cheyenne Brody, 107 episodes. L.Q. Jones appeared as Smitty, Smith, in episodes 1, 2 and 4, but other than that, there were no other continuing characters, although several actors were frequently used in guest or bit roles. Death Valley Days, a Western anthology series featuring true accounts of the American Old West, particularly the Death Valley country of southeastern California. Each of the 452 television episodes was introduced by a host. The longest running was The Old Ranger, a character played by veteran actor Stanley Andrews from 1952 to 1964. Following the departure of Andrews, all subsequent hosts appeared under their own names, starting with Ronald Reagan. Reagan appeared in 21 episodes of Death Valley Days, succeeded by Robert Taylor. Taylor became gravely ill in 1969. After 69 episodes, was succeeded by Dale Robertson, former star of two other Western series, Tales of Wells Fargo and Iron Horse. Robertson served as host and occasional actor for 23 episodes until production of new episodes ceased in 1970.
Thank you. And to answer what I know you're wondering.
Gunsmoke, a Western TV series developed by Charles Marquis Warren, based on the radio program of the same name. The series ran for 20 seasons, making it the longest-running Western in television history. The first season was a half-hour program, filmed in black and white. 1-hour episodes of the program were not introduced until Season 7, and colour episodes were not filmed until Season 12. James Arness as Matt Dillon, supported by Dennis Weaver as Chester, Milburn Stone as Doc, and Amanda Blake as Kitty. Have Gun Will Travel, a Western TV series produced on both television and radio from 1957 through 1963. The television version of the series, starring Richard Boone, was rated number 3 or number 4 in the Nielsen ratings every year of its first 4 seasons. Set in the period of the Old West, the series follows the adventures of Paladin, played by Boone, a gentleman investigator gunfighter who travels around the Old West working as a gunfighter for hire. Although Paladin charges steep fees to clients who can afford to hire him, typically $1,000 per job, he provides his service for free to poor people who need his help. Laramie, a Western television series that aired from 1959 to 1963. The program originally starred John Smith as Slim Sherman, owner of the Sherman Ranch, along with his younger brother, Andy, played by Robert L. Crawford Jr., Robert Fuller as Jess Harper, an immature, hot-headed drifter who shows up at the Sherman Ranch in the premiere episode, and Hoagie Carmichael as Jonesy, who keeps the homestead stage stop running, while Slim and Jess usually alternate starring roles during the show. Actress Spring Bington was later added to the cast. Lawman, a Western TV series originally telecast from 1958 to 1962, starring John Russell as Marshal Dan Troop and Peter Brown as Deputy Marshal Johnny McKay, set in Laramie, Wyoming, during 1879 and the 1880s. Warner Brothers already had several Western TV series on the air at the time. Prior to production, Russell, Brown and producer Jules Shermer made a pact to maintain the quality of the series so that it would not be seen as just another Western. At the start of Season 2, Russell and Brown were joined by Peggy Castle as Lily Merrill, the owner of the Birdcage Saloon, and a love interest for Dan. The Lone Ranger, a Western TV series that aired from 1949 to 1957, with Clayton Moore in the starring role. Jay Silverhills, a member of the Mohawk Aboriginal people in Canada, played the Lone Ranger's Indian companion Tonto. John Hart replaced Moore in the title role from 1952 to 1953, owing to a contract dispute. The Lone Ranger was the highest-rated television program on ABC in the early 1950s, and its first true hit.
Mountain, but he go.
Spirits of Indian God, rest on mountain. Them say not come on mountain, not break sleep. If break sleep, all go in fire.
Why should the white man break this taboo? The ranchers wouldn't dishonor their treaty just to go hunting. Have you seen them, Red Hawk? Who saw them if Indians cannot go close?
Him see in medicine. Strong medicine tell.
If this medicine man can see who dares to ride on Spirit Mountain, let his magic tell us who raids the ranchers, steals their horses and cattle. We wish to know these things. We do not want war.
Maverick, a Western TV series with comedic overtones created by Roy Huggins, originally starring James Garner as an adroitly articulate poker player, plying his trade on riverboats and in saloons while travelling incessantly through the 19th century American frontier. The show ran for 5 seasons from September 1957 to July 1962 on ABC.
Why? Why what?
Rawhide, a Western TV series starring Eric Fleming and Clint Eastwood, aired for 8 seasons on Friday nights from January 9, 1959 to September 3, 1965, before moving to Tuesday nights from September 14, 1965 until December 7, 1965, with a total of 217 black and white episodes. The series was produced and sometimes directed by Charles Marquis Warren, who also produced early episodes of Gunsmoke. The show is remembered by many for its theme song, Rawhide. Spanning 7.5 years, Rawhide was the 6th longest running American television western, exceeded only by Wagon Train, The Virginian, Bonanza, Death Valley Days, and Gunsmoke. The Rifleman, a Western TV series starring Chuck Connors as rancher Lucas McCain and Johnny Crawford as his son, Mark McCain. Set in the 1880s in the fictional town of North Fork, New Mexico Territory. Filmed in black and white in half-hour episodes, The Rifleman aired from September 30, 1958 to April 8, 1963, one of the first primetime series on US television to show a single parent raising a child. Titled to reflect McCain's use of a Winchester Model 1892 rifle, which had been customized to allow repeated firing by cycling its lever action. Connors demonstrated this technique in the opening credits, as well as a second modification that allowed him to cycle the action with one hand, using a technique known as spin cocking.
I want to raise next show.
Tales of Wells Fargo, a Western TV series starring Dale Robertson in 201 episodes that aired from 1957 to 1962. The series aired in a half-hour format until its final season, when it expanded to a full hour and switched from black and white to color.
All right. I sure wanted to see Jesse James.
The Roy Rogers Show, a Western TV series starring Roy Rogers. 100 episodes were broadcast for 6 seasons between December 1951 and June 1957, set in the prevailing times, 1950s, in the style of a neo-Western, rather than the Old West. Various episodes are known to be in the public domain today, being featured in low-budget cable television channels and home video. Wagon Train, a Western TV series aired for 8 seasons, first on the NBC television network 1957 to 1962, and then on ABC 1962 to 1965. Wagon Train debuted on September 18, 1957, and reached the top of the Nielsen ratings. The fictional adventure story of a westbound wagon train through the American frontier from Missouri to California. Its format attracted famous guest stars for each episode appearing as travelers or residents of the settlements that the regular cast encountered. Initially starred actor Ward Bond as the wagon master, replaced after his death in 1960 by John McIntyre, and Robert Horton as the scout, eventually replaced by Robert Fuller. Inspired by the 1950 film Wagon Master and the 1930 early widescreen film The Big Trail. Both featured Bond. The series influenced the development of Star Trek, pitched as Wagon Train to the Stars, and launched in 1966.
Bite the hand that feeds you. Well, you're biting the hand that pays you. Now, you get over there and cook my supper, or by golly, I'll fire you.
Listen, Major, you can't fire me. I've got strength. Every woman in the world behind me.
Women, huh? Well, we'll see about that.
Zorro, 1957. An action-adventure Western TV series starring Guy Williams, based on the Zorro character created by Johnston McCulley in his 1919 novella. The series premiered on October 10, 1957 on ABC. The final broadcast was July 2, 1959. 78 episodes were produced, and 4 hour-long specials were aired on the Walt Disney Anthology series between October 30, 1960 and April 2, 1961. Set in Los Angeles of 1820, when still part of Spanish California and before Mexican independence. Zorro aids Hispanic settlers and indigenous people oppressed by the rulers. A remastering, in which colour was added, was released in 1992. If you like this video, make sure you hit the notification button so you will see my new videos as they come up. Take a look at my channel to see my many other videos. The link is in the description. Check out my Facebook page as well. I appreciate likes and subscribers. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.